one of my favorite things we do at Goldman Sachs. The excitement, energy, and inspiration from all these incredible people in the room is just fantastic. And thank you for adding your magic to the mix here today. So we're going to get right started. I know we have a clock going, so I'm going to kick it right off with some questions. So both of you have been in the position of many of our audience today, building businesses from the ground up. Kevin, you started your educational software business. Daymond, Fubu. Tell me about when you realized two things. One, when you knew you were onto something big, and then also a moment that you can recall that was just particularly hard in the journey.
I'll take it first because Kevin was speaking. So, I mean, yeah, what? So,
I'll direct the questions.
You know when I think I knew when I was on to something big was, it took about, it was about 5 minutes when I knew. I started in 89, I closed the business 3 times from 89 to 92. I got public recognition around 97, 98, right before I almost lost my home and went bankrupt, was homeless. But then right around 1999, I had 20 million liquid in the bank. And it happened just like that, and it will always happen just like that. By the way, I blew that 20 million because I had no financial intelligence. I knew I was onto something probably around 2003 when I realized that I had a different skill set. It wasn't that I was a great designer, but I started acquiring other brands because Fubu started to slow down. The kid had 10 years of product in their home. And I realized I went out and bought Kappa, and Ted Baker, and all these brands. I failed with them, but then when I brought the brand Fuji, and I started pumping that through my distribution, and I realized, wait a minute, I have financing, I have distribution, I have access to capital, I know all the buyers. I think I made it, and then after that at that 5 minutes, I got paranoid again and went right back to work. That's just how it is. You never make it. Or you never arrive, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, you may recall that software was distributed on CD-ROMs. Many of you weren't born while that was happening, but so when a software package like Read a Rabbit or Carmen Sandiego or some of those titles and math and reading scores that we used to publish came out. Oregon Trail was a huge one too. It still exists. But I remember one fall, and you're asking when I knew we'd made it, we took over all of the stamping capacity of the world for CD-ROMs for 14 days and delayed the release of Michael Jackson's Bad album. Because we were a bigger business than his Bad album. So the German BGM, or whoever it was at the time, was making all the CD-ROMs around the world, said, we're going to delay the release of the record just for Oregon Trail because Walmart ordered 12 million copies. Wow. Then I said, shit, this is good. That's when I knew we'd made it. That was a magic moment. And, you know, I don't know, it's kind of funny in a business. It's really hard to get the first million in sales. And then from 1 to 5 million, not so hard, but when you get to 5 and you're trying to get to 10, it's really hard because you can't do that on your own. You got to hire people that fill in for your weaknesses. I'm great at marketing and selling stuff, but I'm crap at logistics. It bores the crap out of me to make widgets. So you got to find someone who can do that stuff and get distribution nailed down. And that's when I realized 5 to 10 was the hardest. Some of you are in that space right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. From 10 to a billion, way easier. Because by then you got the team, you're just pouring gasoline on the fire. So your job is really to hit 5 million in sales and watch all the wonderful things that happen. It's magic. It's absolute magic. And one day, you'll be Daymond John. That's what'll happen.